So, Blade wrote us back. Question for the next episode: what legendary weapon would you want to come back? I think that's a pretty basic question. There's no parameters given. Is it Destiny 2 or Destiny 1? What legendary weapon would you want back? I'm going to go first on this one because my answer probably would have been Hung Jury, and then they put it in the game last season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the LDR sniper rifle from Destiny 1. I loved that thing for a long time. It was one of the absolute best weapons in the game. I cannot tell you how many raids I took that into, and I used that gun religiously even after snipers got a pretty big nerf in Destiny 1. If I had to give a Destiny 2 answer, I think there's two weapons I would say, and that is I would love for Badlander, the shotgun, to come back into the game and be as dominant as he used to be. But that was back when you could. It was a full auto shotgun. You could just hold the trigger down and pump into a boss.
Yeah.
I really liked how Badlander and Ikelos SMG or Ikelos Shoddy were the same way. Vestian Dynasty, though, man, I think that would be my Destiny 2 pick. Give me Vestian Dynasty.
Is that not back, or was it Sunset? That's Sunset, though, right?
I think it was Sunset. I don't think it's ever come back. Like that and Last Hope were very similar.
Yeah.
I'd take either one of those back. It's funny because there's a whole laundry list of things I could give you, primarily from Season of Dawn, that I'm still very upset we're taking away. My Last Hope, my Patron of Saints, Scout Rifle, which I still maintain was one of my go-tos, Randy's Throwing Knife, Exit Strategy, Python. There's a lot of those. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want Mountaintop and Recluse back. Like, I don't want those back. I'm actually enjoying not being terrorized by those. But some of those other aspirational guns, I don't see any reason why they couldn't be brought back.
Yeah.
So, Corey, what's your pick?
I have two. So, when they updated Prison of Elders in Destiny 1, there was the auto rifle that I forget what it was called. It started with an S. I think it was, forget what it was called. But I would bring that back. It's at the tip of my tongue. It starts with an S. I guess I could just look it up.
I'm looking it up right now. Hang on. Wolf Slayer's Claw? Is that what you're thinking of?
No.
Okay, because that was the auto that dropped from there.
No, there's another one that dropped during. Hold on, let me see. I forget what it was called, but it was a really fast. It was like a really fast shooting auto rifle. That was like equal to whatever everybody, when people didn't have the Trials auto rifle, this is the auto rifle they used in PvP.
Gotcha.
God, I forget what it was called. I wish I remember what it was called. So that's one. And then the other one, which I think is probably going to come back next year because of the Kingsfall raid, is the heavy machine gun from the Kingsfall raid. I never took it off. It was that good. So those are my two. Man, what is this auto rifle called?
So for me, it's funny that you say the Kingsfall one, because for me, what I liked was the Crota machine gun. I used the Crota LMG for like damn near everything. God, I forget what it's called at this point. It had some funky Hive name, but the aesthetic for what you got in the Kingsfall weapons was just so cool. I would love to see most of those come back. The Quob's Terminus, that's the LMG you're thinking of. Just,
yeah.
God, you look at some of these weapons, they're so beautiful. How could you not enjoy that? And like even like the most basic armor, but like when you got the hard mode armor, like just how good it all looked.
Yeah.
What's our second question that we have tonight, Corey?
Let me pull it up here. Man, this is really gonna bother me now. So Instagram, let me pull it up. Pulling up the questions for the Instagram stuff. This comes from our pal Joasis. He says,
Joasis.
yes. He says, what has been your go-to loadouts for this season? Mine is Fatebringer, Null Composure, 1K. What is it? 1,000.
First off, I hate you. You have 1K. I hate you. Hate you. I need to start doing King's Fall runs. At least just doing not King God. Blast Wish runs to because you can just go straight to the boss encounter for shots at 1K. Mm-hmm. I need to start doing it. This is the perfect season to do it into. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to start doing that, even if I'm just LFGing for it.
Yeah.
Because you can one phase Riven now. I just need to actually like read in how to do it. My go-to loadout has been really unorthodox. And I know, some of you are going to be screaming, Josh, why are you using double primaries? It's not efficient. Well, this loadout has gotten me through almost all hard content. It's got me through Grandmasters. It has got me to the Lighthouse 3 times now. I'm not going to start doubting my drunken self at this point. And that is Messenger with Rapid Hit and One for All, Vex Mythoclast, and my heavy has actually been like my most dexterous slot, I think. I've been bouncing between, lately, Reed's Regret and, believe it or not, Ascendancy. I actually have taken a liking to Ascendancy lately. I still use a sword wherever I need to, but that's kind of my go-to. If I need an exotic in another slot, then, oh man, when I have to take off Vex, I thank God I have like a whole like deep bench of things. Mm-hmm. I still run a lot of Ikelos SMG, and in my primary, I've actually been pairing this with Vex in a lot of multiplayer. Peacebound. Now that I have it with Headstone, especially, I've been really enjoying Peacebound with Vex. There's a nice little combo there. 1-2 punch.
Peacebound is such a good sidearm.
It's so a really good sidearm. Yeah.
So good.
Corey, what's your go-to loadout right now?
Right now, it's usually in my primary slot. It's a mix between Peace Bond, Hung Jury, or Outbreak. Usually, in my secondary, it's usually the Ikelos shotgun, because I'm a shotgunner. I don't know if you knew this or not, Josh. Shotgunner here.
I do know that.
Big shotgunner here. So I'm usually running that. Although I have been running a little bit of Vision of Confluence just in strikes and nightfalls and stuff because I have a really, really good roll on it. Mm-hmm. And then in my heavy slot, it usually switches between Xenophage or I would say Code Duello if I need to have an exotic in another slot, or even Fallen Guillotine still if we're running something that requires a sword mod to take down champions. So that's usually what I'm running.
R.I.P. Xenophage.
I know
that gun got hit a little too hard with the seasonal nerfs this year.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, and then it was worse.
It is
than
in fact that bad, my friend.
Yeah. By the way, I figured out what the legendary weapon was that I want back. From Prison of Elders. It's from the Challenge of the Elders when they retooled it. Soul Stealer's Claw was the auto rifle.
So I lied. Before we run into Lore Corner, I wanted to hit on the hotfix that came out today real quickly because it is a trials-centric hotfix, and it's a lot of changes that people have been asking for. Capturing zones in trials no longer grants super energy, so when that comes back, that's probably the clearest way to tell me that's probably going to be the December trials labs.
Right.
That will not spiral this time. Trials now restricts access of fire team leaders if they have not reached the appropriate gear or power level. Good, because I have matched in with people who are at like 1,300 power, and I don't know how that happens. Mm-hmm. Fixed an issue that caused flawless players who reset to their ticket to prioritize matching with other flawless resetters for the first 2 wins on the new ticket. That and it specifically says this issue would occur even when flawless matchmaking was disabled. And man, let me tell you something, that was really rough. We were literally wondering out loud, like, why are our first two matches always so sweaty? And then they came out and said this. We're like, oh, because I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times we had to burn a mercy on like the second match.
Right.
But then the rest of the card, with the exception of like maybe match 6 or 7, was like just smooth sailing. It happened one too many times for it to be a coincidence, and it kind of discouraged a lot of us from like wanting to play too much more trials.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might see a boon in that this week, and then traveling to the simulated lighthouse will no longer reset ritual activity streaks. So no longer are you going to lose your valor streak if you go there. Other than that, there's a few like little minor things that you can check out, some cosmetic things, and in the corrupted strike, fixed an issue where the boss's shields will regenerate faster than expected on nightfall difficulties. They now regenerate based on health threshold, just like they do in direct launch or the Vanguard playlist. Good, because that was an immensely frustrating strike the last time it was up. It was nigh unplayable.
Right.
So